Welcome to hole number one of the most wanted tournament. Here on the Sequoia Creek, we're playing through the trees. I give this one max top and just a little hair of left spin here. It all will depend, of course, as always, on every hole on the wind angle. Now, I consider this the conservative approach. This is where we bounce here on this first fairway, and we're going to roll it out between the trees. You're going to see we do hit great there. That is a nice thing to actually realize that slight grates here are still safe. I know the trees are scary and they are in play. However, what this does then with a reasonably conservative start, it sets us up for a nice second shot, short iron. Now, I will show you the aggressive shot after this, so don't go anywhere. And don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, so you don't miss out on any of my Golf Clash content. I played the drive at 10% max. We're playing the second shot here, 10% max as well. So this is a reasonably strong headwind as far as the front tee is concerned. So then I'm playing it with a little bit of topspin. Now, if you have a strong tailwind in this situation, not only would we be even a little closer to the green because we'd play a more aggressive path perhaps, but you would in fact use a little bit of backspin here for this shot. So just keep that in mind. These aren't static, set in stone adjustments. These are routes. These are paths. These are ways to get you through the hole, to get you to the hole, and try to get us those booms. I'll see you once again with an aggressive play here. Okay, so hole number one, once again, this is the more aggressive way to play this one. Now with the power 5 ball, and you can see only an extra mile 6 here. You're giving this max top and as much right spin as you've got on the ball. Well, give or take, as long as you get that ball guide down the middle of the fairway. I'm still playing this one at 10% max, and I am using about 50 to 100% overpower and approximately a quarter to a half a ball of curl here. You do want to play this shot mainly in tailwind. It certainly can be achieved in other wind conditions, but once again, first was the great left, now with the great right, still coming in just beautifully down the middle, rolling it out. And you see I've got the end bringer as my recommended club, but I actually do play this one here with the Firefly. So I think at the end of the day, if we've got good wind on hole number one, it's going to be a must eagle, because when you can get it this close, even with an EM6, think about those EM8, 9 players with tons of power and tons of topspin, not to mention the, the different topspin balls and such that are out there. So not the longest par 4. Great way to start off a 9-hole tournament. And I know it doesn't say most wanted 9-hole cup. It says tournament. But I checked with Playdemic. They said it's right. Let's go. We'll see you on number 2. Welcome to hole number 2. This one, par 3 from the White Cliff. This is a terrible hole. Okay, 3 right. I've got about 2.5 top. If you've got a side spin 4 or side spin 5 ball, this is the place to use it. Max right side spin here. Now, and I'm using a Kingmaker ball because this is a tough hole and I want to get that wind as low as possible. A Katana here should be just fine for the vast majority of players, right? So 30% max is the adjustment I'm using on this shot. And you do see how that second bounce is oh so close to the bunker. Be very, very careful with that. This is an exceptionally difficult hole. I don't think this is one that most players are going to actually count as a drop, unless of course you do, have maybe some higher level balls and clubs. And oof, look at that, just skipping over the edge, but getting there. We'll see you on number 3. All right, so hole number 3, this one is a very good chance, for an albatross. I give this one a power 3 ball, setting it up at the extra mile. That's going to be 2 bars of left spin. I know you're already asking me, and 1 bar of top spin here with this wind. Now, of course, headwind, you're going to need to work a little differently. Always have to be adaptable, always have to be flexible to the situation. But we adjust that shot there, 10% max on the drive, and I give it just about a half a ball, 25 or so percent of left curl. And what that does is just sets us up nicely near the end of this first fairway to give us a second shot with a wood club. I'd say the most popular wood in the game is the Sniper, so that's the one I end up using here. Now, of course, you could use a Viper, a Horizon, whatever makes you feel happy, but this is a lower level 5 Sniper here. It doesn't have the fully developed ball guide. which will maybe come back to bite us a little bit. So I do end up using about 1 bar of topspin here, and I think I've got that third bounce there very, very close to the fringe. It's not the longest green, so if you have it going too hot here, it's going to roll right through into the rough at the back there. So don't go too aggressively here. Take it, actually that third bounce is just before the fringe. So take it easy, err on the side of less versus more. I know we don't want to be short in line on these shots, but you also don't want to have to take a rough iron shot if you don't have to, right? So coming in nicely here. We do miss ever so slightly to the left. Yeah, left if I remember correctly, but gives us a very, very good look for an LB. We'll see you on number 4. Hole number 4 is a par 3, and we're playing on the Nordic Fjords. 45% max is the adjustment here. And I played this one with 3 right and about 1.5 or so back. I think 2 bars of backspin, maybe slightly more, would have been the prescribed amount in this example. But right edge of the red ring there, just about touching the rough. Second bounce on the green to give us that nice, consistent outcome. This one would definitely be played with the long iron that has the best ball guide. And it's going to give us a nice little look at it. These holes where you're crossing over the water, it really does mess with the elevation. It makes it very difficult to find a sense of consistency. But as you can see, woo, we're just getting in there. Lots of chances out here, guys. Looking forward to it. We'll see you on number 5. Okay, so hole number 5, another one of these that were voted in by the community. What do you think about that anyway? Leave me a comment. I would love to hear it. I'll try to respond to as many as humanly possible. I love you guys. Playing here with a quarterback, you can play any driver you like here. 3 bars of topspin, 1 left. Bottom line is I'm just playing it down the middle. Now, I don't have any footage of the skip over that you can play here. The more maybe higher level players might know what I mean, to the right there and you go over. I think that's best left to the second tee with higher level clubs, but it can be done with the right wind conditions here in rookie as well. Second shot, I could have played either a thorn here or the backbone. Very much could have been a thorn play, but you know, ultimately this sets us up for a very consistent second shot. The bounces here are not too bad. I go 3 back, 1 left, and 0% minimum distance. I adjusted that drive actually at 15% max, but end of the day, you're going to have to play this one the way the winds fly, and that's really so much the fun of it, right? So, and of course, for this 9-hole tournament, we will be making our own notes, so do check me out, erelicgaming.com. That's a web page. Click in the top left-hand corner. There's a 3 little dashed lines. It'll open up a menu for you. You can check it out, and we'll make some notes to get some drops. We'll see you on number 6. All right, hole number 6. I think you're really going to love this one. Take careful attention to where we're setting up this drive. I've got the quarterback and a kingmaker. 3 top, 3 right. I've got that red ring on the right. And you'll see that we're right beside that tree. So then what we're going to do is adjust here 10% max. And I'm going to give this one about 1.5 balls of right curl. Now, you see there, it might even be a tiny bit of overpower. Sometimes I get that one a bit mixed up. So we're a little bit close to the edge there. Could have maybe pulled 15%. But ultimately, we get this one nicely down the fairway. Now, second shot, 10% as well. And I've got the Viper here for a reason, because my sniper wasn't giving me enough distance. So I actually used 3 back, 3 left, and I have the top of that yellow ring touching the bunker. Second bounce then just before the fringe. And we get that ball guide lined up, pointed right at the pin. This hole, I've actually sunk this one a couple of times, both from the front tee and the second. So as much as that drive is a bit iffy and getting that curl estimated, it needs a bit of practice. Once you get it figured out here, this is strangely reasonably good hole. I love this Sequoia Creek course. I think these trees, these big redwood trees, everything about it is so beautiful. So I love the variety course. I think it's going to be a fun 9-hole. Let's get some Albies, baby. I'll see you on number 7. All right, so hole number 7 done 2 ways. The first way is for those of my friends who definitely hate rough bumps. That's a very difficult one. 3 back with the Viper. Let's go. Shinobi, come on, bro. We got this one. Now, 2 bars, actually, as you can see. I mean, I knew that, right? 2 bars of backspin. The bottom line here is you've got that blue ring touching on the left or thereabouts, and the second bounce is down on the green. 10% max here for the pull. And ultimately, I've got about 2 to 4 bars of backspin in my notes, just so that it's going to have to matter on the wind. Of course, as I feel like a broken record player saying it sometimes, but that's how it is. That's how it works. Oh, baby, we just about got that one. Next, I'm going to show you the rough bump. If the wind is blowing just right, hole number 7 can really provide a beautiful, beautiful rough bump here. Quarterback and a navigator, and my notes say 3.2 bars of backspin, 1 right spin. I've got that top of the yellow ring. Typically, once we get this one, it's a little bit fidgety. You know, you have to find it. The top of the yellow ring is just about near, if not touching, the top of the rough there. 20% minimum distance is the amount that we're going to be pulling for the rings on this shot. And I do think this will be a very popular way to play this hole, but at the end of the day, it is very risky. If you miss your elevation, you miss your pull, or any little factor, you're going to hit the hard playing surface like the fairway, and you're going to go flying into a bunker at the back of the green here. So keep that in mind. We're close to the edge of the rough, but as you can see, it's quite a picturesque outcome. Looking forward to playing this one live, guys. All right, hole number 8. I'm going to show this Nordic Fjords hole 2 times as well, because I think this is the kind of par 4 you have to get an eagle on. There is this max over power play with a power 3 ball, 2 left, and I got about a half a bar of backspin here. You're going to have to max over power this shot, but as far as, you know, economies of balls go, this is a pretty reasonable play here. I've done this with a slight great left or a slight great right and still gotten away with it. But perfect is absolutely, as always, it doesn't need to be said, the way to play. 10% max there was the shot, and sometimes I come up just a tiny bit short. That's why I have the wedge. But end of the day, second club here should almost always be the putter. All right, so hole 8, once again. Now, there is definitely a fancy big topper max topspin play that you could play here, typically played from the second tee. I'm still going for the green here, even in a slight headwind, but that's with the power 5 ball. Now, I understand not everybody's going to have the EM7, so if you have to, we play a layup on the left and second shot bouncing it over with a thorn or an endbringer. But I think that the average player here is probably going to be very, very close to this shot. Otherwise, like I said, play it left, play it safe, or we could try to play that big topper play from the first tee. I just don't have any footage of it. Otherwise, I would love to share it with you. But as you can see, so many players are going to be getting this ball to the green. I think that should be our main focus in as many playing conditions as possible. Hole number 9, you know I love to end my tournament with an albatross. Today is no exception. I'm bringing the best ball for the situation here. That's a Titan. If we have headwind here, you might want to spend another Zerk. Getting it down to the second shot is a very long distance. So keep that in mind. Playing a big dog on the second shot is not out of the question. Neither is a Viper, except those lower level Vipers don't quite have the amount of top spin, you know, that we're looking for to get it to the green. So end of the day here, max top on the drive, push it to max over power. So bit risky here, but slight greats are fine. Just don't want to hit the big bad ones like that. Should be just kind of close. Let me see, making sure. Oh yeah, we're plenty of room there. Lots of room. I mean, you know, hit perfect. Okay, these guys, everybody's got. You can't, you know, you can't calculate for all outcomes. That's why we try to keep it consistent with perfect balls. We do reach nicely here, as you can see, at max distance, and we need all the topspin to get this one up to the green. That's 3.5 top, 2 right, and 10% max will be the pull here. So just taking a little look, trying to see how that ball guide works. It's a little tiny bit glitchy there sometimes, so keep that in mind. Some of these older courses, you know, we talk about the glitches and the little spots in the fairway, in the green. It's just part of the game. You kind of get used to it. And as you can see, I do push this one up just about a half, maybe just about a ring there. So keep that in mind. I just needed to get that extra distance. So great ball. Sometimes great is the new perfect. I try not to have that be my motto too often, but we'll take it. I'll see you out on the course most wanted tournament. Thank you so much for watching, and good luck, everybody.